The police say you can't exonerate somebody after you're still saying that there's evidence that he lied and that he staged this attack and, for all we know, committed a felony that against a federal statute for which the FBI is still looking at him.
Yes, and I think that's an important point. Number one, hey, I was a prosecutor, and in the universe of prosecutors, I'm kind of a lenient guy. I believe in that there's a range of justice. I believe in resolving cases reasonably and allowing for human fallibility. This settlement of this case is a sham, and it's self-evident. In over 30 years of being around this business, I've never seen a case dismissed where the prosecutor's making statements as if the defendant had agreed to his guilt and had agreed to do certain things, and the defendant's walking out the door maintaining his innocence and saying nasty things about the police.
Well, it didn't happen just
wasn't
by
even
chance.
in control.
It didn't happen just by chance. We know, in fact, that the main prosecutor, Kimberly Fox, she's the Cook County prosecutor, she had to recuse herself a couple of weeks ago because of the fact that she admitted she was in contact with relatives of Smollett, and she was also in contact, very curious meeting, some kind of contact, with Michelle Obama's former press aide, who essentially relayed to her some information about why this guy deserves some leniency, et cetera. We don't know exactly what was told to her, but it was after that she recused herself. But the message got through. Justice was denied because of political contacts from up on high.
I suspect this recusal is a sham. I don't think this maggot fella was in charge of this case. He didn't appear to be in control of it. And I don't know if State's Attorney Fox met on the tarmac with Ms. Chen, but I think that there were certainly discussions that went on that were real reminiscent of Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. And I think the bigger story here is people in America are starting to see that there's a double standard in the way one case gets handled another. This is just another example of the politicization of the law enforcement system and picking winners and losers. And,
no,
and I think it's very dangerous.
The cornerstone of our justice system is the blind justice, the lady justice who's got blindfolds on. That blindfold was ripped off the moment that this prosecutor, Kim Fox, began to deal with people in a backhanded way in order to get this guy off. And by the way, the documents are all sealed. We'll never know the truth.
But I'll tell you one thing. I think they might have made a mistake here. They didn't do this very well. They would have been better off if he'd have took some low-level plea with a slap on the wrist, because that would have kept the feds out of this. I don't know, but I suspect that at the U.S. Attorney's Office right now, the Chicago Police, the FBI, and the U.S. Attorney's staff are looking to see if they have a false statement charge, an obstruction of justice charge, or maybe a mailing, the mailing that they did. I don't know if they've been able to tie that to him. But by not taking any plea at the state level, he's left himself wide open to a federal charge. And if they have it, I predict they'll use it.
It's a big mess. It's just a huge mess. And it's civil war inside of Chicago. This is an amazing thing to see. Bud Cummins, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.